So hello everyone, really nice to meet the Cardano community. I'm glad to be with you tonight and with Fabrice from the Ledger team. So just a few words to introduce myself. I'm Roman, I'm working at Ledger in the product team. I'm the product owner for blockchain support, meaning that my work is to help external team to integrate with Ledger, to add the blockchain, to add the coin, with all the features. It could go from the sync, send and receive, to staking, to NFTs, to many feature. I think the reason we are here tonight is to talk about Cardano integration, and I will work with the Strika team to help them achieve the best in this Cardano integration.
So my name is Fabrice. I've been working with Ledger for a bit more than 3 years now. I'm responsible for what we call the platform. Essentially, in 2 words, it's everything related to external participation on Ledger product. So whether it is an application on your hardware wallet, whether it is integration in Ledger Live, whether it is adding support for connectivity of Ledger hardware wallet on a new software somewhere, this goes through my team. So I'm working with Roman and very pleased to be here with you today. I'll be the one pitching the project, and just a little spoiler, it's quite late here in France and I have my wife trying to put my son to sleep, so you may hear some baby noise at some point, and I hope you will bear with me for that.
Marcus, how is your involvement in this project?
So my name is Marcus, Cardano ambassador, and we found together as a group of ambassadors. Jean reached out to Ledger back some weeks or months ago when we in the community got new requests when we finally will see Cardano also integrated in Ledger Live. And we proposed we placed this proposal as an ambassador group, but we are more like the networkers and those will try to bring the people together and not actually then the integrators or the implementers.
Thanks a lot. And maybe I would ask now, what the heck is, for example, for people who don't know, what the heck is Ledger? But I think you mentioned this in your pitch already. So Fabrice.
Yeah, if you want, I can jump right into the presentation. So yeah, this project is, I would say, initiated by 3 entities. Ledger, obviously, on one side, the Cardano ambassadors that got in touch with us. I don't remember exactly who got in touch with who at first, but then it quickly became obvious that we had to discuss between ourselves to find something that works. Strika, I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce this, which is the team that was pre-selected for this project. So it's really a joint effort, I would say. And Ledger, as you will see in the next few slides, is providing only one side of the work, but most of the work will actually be done by some members of the Cardano ecosystem. And so this is to detail a bit more the Cardano Ledger Live integration and the first proposal that we're making today. So yeah, what is Ledger? So I don't know how many of you are familiar with what we do. If you can see me here, I have a Ledger hardware wallet. You can see it on the screen as well. We have 2 major products. We manufacture hardware wallets, and we are known for the security of our products. And so yeah, hardware wallets are, I would say, widely used now in crypto. We sold more than 4 million of them in more than 160 countries, I think. And so Ledger is famous for the hardware wallet, but that's not the only thing we do. We also develop software and services that aim to bring crypto to the general public, I would say. And so on top of the hardware wallet that helps you take self-custody of your asset with security, we also have our own software called Ledger Live. And so today the question is, how can we get Cardano integrated in Ledger Live. Here you have just a quick preview of the mobile version of Ledger Live, and you can see, for instance, one of the services that is available in Ledger Live, where you can actually, for instance, buy crypto, but that's not the only thing you can do. Maybe before I go into too much details about what is Ledger and what is exactly the scope of the integration, let me just take a moment to go back to the values that are driving us at the moment, and maybe take me, I don't know, 1 or 2 minutes to just go back in time and explain the origin of the discussions we had with the Cardano team and Cardano Foundation more than 2 years ago, I think. Our values are those three pillars. First of all, ease of use, because we believe that to reach mainstream adoption, to have my mother and my sister use crypto, it needs to be easy. So user experience is really one of our core focus at the moment, to make it easier for people to use their cryptocurrency. And with hardware wallet, it's even more complex. Okay, software wallet itself could be easier, but with the hardware wallet, we have additional complexity. The second big value, and it's obviously a super important value for Ledger, is security. So even if we want to have a product that is super easy to use, it needs to remain very secure. Okay, so on this part, really, Ledger is not making any concession, and we don't want to sacrifice security for ease of use. And finally, and I think that's what's making us work together on this part, the last topic is open source. The last value is open source. And to me, open source means several things. It means that obviously the code is, public, and you can check it and verify what actually the software is doing. That's one part. Another part is that we really want now, and this is really a new thing at Ledger, we really want external participants to help us improve the product, to help us add new features, to help us maybe solve bugs. And basically we want to have really people incentivized to participate on the Ledger Live code base, for instance. So if you check already on GitHub today, you will find that the Ledger Live code base is entirely open source. The Ledger Cardano application, which was, by the way, not developed by Ledger, but by already a team from the community, is also open source, and everything is visible on our GitHub Ledger HQ. But there is one last thing, and I think that's fairly interesting and fairly new. Open source is now, I would say, crossing the path of decentralized governance and decentralized decision process, and that's what's funny about Catalyst. To be very transparent with you, we could definitely discuss with any teams out there to have Cardano support on Ledger Live and just handle it ourselves. But while we were talking with the Cardano ambassadors, we realized, okay, there is this whole process that is taking place, and it's kind of new and it's kind of interesting, and we wanted to participate and see what could come out of it. It's a first for Ledger. It's the first proposal that we're making. Maybe it will not be successful, but that's the game, and hopefully we'll be able to convince you today. So I would say this is the last part of the open source mindset, and this is fairly new, not only in crypto, but I think in general for many software development projects. So these are the values. Now, let me maybe just quickly go through what is today available between Cardano and Ledger in the Ledger ecosystem and what is missing. If you're familiar with what Ledger does, you probably know already that we have a Cardano application for the Ledger hardware wallet. And this application allows you to safeguard your ADA tokens and to manage it, to delegate, to perform a bunch of operations directly from your Nano device. To do this, you also use a third-party wallet. That's what we call them. For instance, Yoroi wallet or Adalite or Typhon wallet are all compatible with the Ledger hardware wallet and working with the Cardano application. These are the two main topics that are completely outside of Ledger, meaning the only involvement from Ledger on this part is reviewing the code for the Nano application and ensuring that it's working functionally. But most of it's out of our hands. There is no real Ledger product except from the fact that you have a hardware wallet in your hand. Now, the two other sections that are not available today are first, the blockchain support in Ledger Live, our main software, which would allow you to manage your Cardano tokens and currency directly within a single interface. And the last topic is the live app section, which is fairly new even for us. And in short, it's a way for partners in general to integrate their service on Ledger Live. So for instance, buying crypto or swapping crypto or adding, I don't know, a DEX through a decentralized application, everything is actually possible to interact with directly from the Ledger Live interface. And this adds two major advantages. The first one is you are still using your hardware wallet all the way, so you don't lose the security. And obviously, by integrating such service inside Ledger Live, we can optimize the UX to make the experience seamless. So you don't have to connect your wallet, you don't have to select an account. Everything is automatically handled for you, and it's, I would say, easier to use. So today we are mostly talking about the blockchain support in Ledger Live, and as you will see, this is just the first phase. If we had the Cardano support on Ledger Live, we could unlock a set of features for future phases. If we think it's interesting. Am I losing anyone up to this stage? No feedback, so I guess it's okay. Okay, cool. So just a quick preview of what Ledger Live look like. So this is the desktop version. Okay, so this is just a preview, but basically we have two major version of the software, the desktop one, which is working on Windows, Linux, Mac, and the mobile one, which is working on iOS and Android. And essentially what you can do with Ledger Live is you can check your accounts on many different accounts, on many different networks. We support more than 25 blockchains and more than 6,000 tokens, I think, today. So you can send, receive, obviously, but we also have a quick crypto on-ramp, off-ramp, where you can buy and sell crypto using one of our partners. But you can also swap crypto directly. And here we're not only plugging a partner inside. We actually developed a very new way to ensure that the swap is secure end-to-end, meaning Ledger can ensure that whatever you do, if you make the swap, the money will reach your hardware wallet in the end. So that's the kind of thing that we do. And you can also notice here that you have a new section called Discover, and this is the live app section I was mentioning before. If you want to try, I invite you to try this. You will see that already we have, I would say, probably 10 different services that are listed here. And our goal is really to open the Discover section to any decentralized application out there. Currently, we are only supporting Ethereum virtual machine networks, I would say. But the goal for us is to capitalize on all the networks that will have an ecosystem of decentralized application and try to onboard them so that all of these applications can actually capitalize and leverage the Ledger Live user base and promote their service through the Discover section. Now, if we go to the exact proposal and the context around the Catalyst proposal we're making today, what we want to offer and what we think we are bringing to the table is state-of-the-art security and blockchain expertise, combined with great UX, basically. What we want to offer to the Cardano users, and this has been requested for a very long time, is the ability to manage your Cardano assets in a very friendly way through Ledger Live natively. On top of that, of course, Ledger and Cardano can maximize the communication effect around this release, and we will plan a lot of activities, joint communication, Ask Me Anything sessions, and a lot of educational content to onboard the users on Ledger Live and on Cardano. Now, the exact specification of what we intend to do for the first phase is add the ADA send and receive support on Ledger Live mobile and desktop, so all platforms. Another topic that was really pushed strongly by the Cardano ambassadors is the addition of native assets, similarly on Ledger Live mobile and desktop. One of the things that we ended up agreeing on is to use the Striker team, which as far as I can tell, is very experienced on Cardano and is already, I think they developed already an Explorer, which is kind of cool, plus a great wallet. And so we would leverage their expertise, and Ledger would provide, of course, a project management team, as well as support and assistance to ensure that the development performed by the street team would be reviewed and merged and deployed in a timely fashion. For marketing and communication, this is just a quick glimpse of what is possible. In general, of course, we have support pages, videos explaining what the network is and what are the features available, but we could do much more. For instance, we would like very much to have an Ask Me Anything session with Cardano, with Charles Hoskinson would be great, and Ledger executives to discuss more about the project and where the network is going in the future, and try to onboard as many users as possible. But of course, here, this is just a quick preview, and all of this can be reassessed a bit later in the project. This is the phase one. The phase one is really around basic feature. It's about unlocking the blockchain support in Ledger Live, and it's about send and receive of ADA token, send and receive of native assets, plus this CIP 0020 for adding a message or a memo to a transaction. This is quite basic, and we are fully aware that people will want more, but for us, this is a nice first phase. The reason we want to work in phases is, first of all, because by experience, we know it's hard for external team to just get on board the Ledger Live code base, and they need time to actually get the knowledge on how it works. Usually, once the sync and the basic send is done, all the rest can be quite easier. But for the rest of the features that we already discussed or pre-discussed with the Cardano ambassadors, for instance, the staking or catalyst voting, or why not NFT or dApps in Ledger Live Discover sections, all of this would definitely need a little bit more time, more discussions to scope exactly what needs to be done. So that's why we're working in phases. But we are strongly hoping that as soon as phase one is complete, we can move on to a phase two. That's definitely our approach. Finally, what is Ledger committing here? So yeah, I told you that I wanted to maybe go back in time, and I didn't exactly explain what we did, but I remember I discussed with the Cardano Foundation maybe 2 years ago, so a long time ago. And at that time, Ledger was actually doing all the development internally. Obviously, this is not scalable, and we quickly realized that Ledger doesn't have the expertise for all the blockchain that exists out there. So we changed our mindset, and we decided to become more open and to invite external team to work on our code base. And so doing this, of course, we are kind of outsourcing the actual development, but just outsourcing and hoping for the best will not work. We know for a fact that when we try this, it never works. The code we get is not good enough, or it doesn't respect our guidelines, and it doesn't respect our framework. So now what we want to do is we want to follow the team working on this by providing specific resources from Ledger that will help end-to-end, that will review the pull request, that will answer questions and assist the team working on the code base. And obviously, in terms of financial compensation, for instance, if we need to pay for backends or things like that to have a proper quality of service, Ledger is obviously committed to work on that. So what we would be providing is really a team of experts at Ledger that would follow the project end to end, financial support in case there is some infrastructures to run, and also we would ourselves modify the Nano application if it's required. For instance, if we need to improve the user experience or modify some features and make it more readable. One very important point is that Ledger will not financially benefit from the grant. As far as I can tell, everything is going to the team that will perform the development, and Ledger doesn't want any money out of it. Actually, we think that it's great to work with the team that is not from Ledger, and if it can help grow the ecosystem, everyone is winning on this. Finally, the team, just a quick preview, maybe other people will join, obviously, but here you have the main people that will be involved in the project. So Roman, that is today in the call, will be following the project on a daily and weekly basis. He's the one in charge of making sure this works at the end. Nafissatou and Thomas will be working on the Nano app side. So if there is any adaptation needed, they will take care of this. Gaëtan and Hakim are working on the Ledger Live team. They are very strong expert of blockchain support in Ledger Live, and Gaëtan is basically the Ledger Live tech lead. So he created the software from scratch. And here I just put Arnaud as QA engineer, but we have a full team of QA. So I'm not sure Arnaud will be the one actually working on this, but he's one of our most senior QA engineer. So we will probably be dedicated to this project. Once again, and just to conclude, this is a very important project for us. We received many requests from the Cardano community to see this happen. So eventually, we really want this to happen. If there is anything you want to share with us, any feedback you would like to raise regarding this proposal, we are super happy to be here and discuss it with you today. That's it for me. I think that's the end of the presentation. It is the end. So if you have any questions, feel free to shoot.